chose to do the marmoset, as you can see. They're little finger monkeys, which people probably know them by.
So there are two types of marmosets. There's the pygmy marmoset and then the common marmoset. So the pygmy marmoset is slightly smaller than the common marmoset, and the common marmoset is known a lot by their white tufts just above their ears. Some facts about them: they can also rotate their head up to 180 degrees, and their average lifespan for both types of marmosets is 12 years.
In the female, the vagina and the anus are near each other. In the male, they have a small protruding penis, visible testicles, and where their anus is closer compared to the females. Their sexual maturity is between 15 and 17 months, and they usually give birth between May and June, and also between November and January. And in 70% of the pregnancies, they are twins, and they're also known to have triplets, but they don't usually survive.
As for nutrition requirements, they spend a lot of time chasing their insects, ripping off pieces of trees to get the gum that's on them or inside them. The diet also includes fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. For protein, their diet includes worms and boiled eggs. Have to place their food above, like a meter above the ground. That way, like, it mimics how they would eat in trees in the wild. It's also important to make the marmosets work for their food to keep their mind stimulated.
So for housing requirements for a marmoset, the minimum requirements would be 2.5 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 4 feet high, but it's recommended that you have a walk-in enclosure for them. This would provide them with plenty of room to move around and do their natural behaviors, as well as when you go into the enclosure, it's better for them if they're able to get above your head. It's not as scary for them. So the temperature for their enclosure should be around 20 to 28 degrees Celsius, and the humidity level should be around 40 to 70 degrees. Oh god, I messed up on that.
Just keep going.
It's important to keep their living area really clean and to fully clean out their cage at least once a week.
Their natural behaviors or positive signs include Allogrooming, which means grooming themselves, inviting to groom, nuzzling, hugging, face and anal licking, and play wrestling. Their negative behavior signs include chasing, cuffing, aggressive biting, stealing food, anogenital tail present, which means they literally turn around and stick their bums up in the air, as well as mobbing behaviors. Always provide enrichment ideas that way you can minimize those self-injurious behaviors.
There's also videos that will be in the bio that you can also watch, and I'm positive it is all the behaviors that they have done.
Yeah, so click on the link below.
Some enrichment ideas. You have to move the objects and structures to, like, keep them intrigued and new things kind of thing in their environment. You can add hammocks for them to hang out in and have some fun, like that. There's also, like, little bags that they could sleep in, keeps them high above and kind of hides them. There's also something like that so they can hang on it. Yeah. But you also, like, keep in mind that when you're changing everything, just do it a little bit by bit, right? Because you don't want to overwhelm them because it could be harmful.
So when handling marmosets, it's ideal to let the marmosets approach you. So you can use this by using their favorite kind of food and kind of luring them towards you. Make sure that you have to be really quiet when you're around them, so no, like, loud noises or anything like that. So eventually the marmosets will get familiar with you, but you have to keep in mind that any sort of change in clothing, footwear, perfume, anything like that will actually make the marmosets not recognize you, which kind of starts over again. So it's ideal to be wearing gloves while you're handling them, and you should always use a low, calming voice and move slowly and stay calm when you're around them.
As a common disease, they are very similar to humans. We can give and get diseases from them. Marmosets can get tuberculosis, herpes, pneumonia, measles, and hepatitis. They can also get numerous bacterial diseases, parasites, cardiovascular diseases, and metabolic bone disease. You must keep thorough their records of all marmosets you own about their history and health. Also should be periodically keeping an eye on their weight. And if there's any sufficient weight loss or gain, it means check into their health to see if make sure there's nothing wrong.
So yeah,
That is the marmoset.
Go. Yeah.